Archaeologists in Egypt have unsealed a massive black sarcophagus, a huge coffin found at a construction site in Alexandria.
Excavations often reveal everyday objects like waste pipes or stones, but sometimes they unveil extraordinary surprises. Imagine the shock when an excavator smashed through a rock, only for miners to stumble upon something that defied all expectations. From the Nodosaur to million-year-old fossils,
there are also plenty of extinct species where we've only ever found one specimen.
The Earth holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. What could this jaw-dropping discovery mean for history? Find out as we reveal the top 17 shocking discoveries unearthed while digging. Number 17. The Nodosaur. March 21st, 2011 was like any other day for Sean Funk at the Millennium Mine in Alberta, Canada. Funk, a heavy equipment operator, had spent years digging through the sands, uncovering remnants of a long-lost world. But on this particular afternoon, something extraordinary was about to happen. Around 1:30 in the afternoon, his massive excavator hit something much harder than the usual rock and soil, something that would soon be identified as a breathtakingly preserved fossil of an ancient dinosaur. At first, he didn't realize the magnitude of his find, but when the dust settled, there was no denying it. Buried deep within the earth, he had unearthed a 110 million-year-old Nodosaur.
This remarkable find offers insight into the appearance and physical characteristics of this ancient creature.
A plant-eating dinosaur from the Cretaceous period. The fossilized creature, later described as the best preserved dinosaur ever discovered, was no ordinary find. As Funk and his supervisor, Mike Grattan, examined the oddly shaped walnut-brown stones with a bizarre pattern, they realized they were staring at a creature frozen in time. Row after row of discs covered the remains, hinting at a tough, armored back. With its distinctive spikes and preserved skin, this fossil wasn't just a skeleton. It was as close to the living, breathing creature as one could imagine. The excitement that followed was unlike anything the team had ever experienced. As researchers studied the Nodosaur's history, they were amazed. This beast, roughly 18 feet long and weighing close to 3,000 pounds, was like the rhinoceros of its time, trudging through ancient forests while covered in impenetrable armor. Two 20-inch-long spikes protruding from its shoulders served as a defense against predators. But what made this fossil even more remarkable wasn't just its size or age. It was the preservation. The creature had fossilized with its skin, armor, and even traces of its last meal intact. Number 16. An ancient city. In 1748, a group of explorers, driven by the allure of uncovering ancient treasures, began to dig in the Campania region of Italy. What they unearthed was far beyond their wildest expectations, an entire city frozen in time. This was the rediscovery of Pompeii, the Roman city lost to history after being buried under volcanic ash by the catastrophic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. At first, the explorers did not realize the magnitude of their find. As they excavated deeper, they unearthed the remains of buildings, streets, and everyday items that had been perfectly preserved beneath layers of volcanic debris for nearly 2,000 years. The first peek of this ancient world was astonishing. Intact frescoes adorned the walls of homes, jars of fruit and loaves of bread lay undisturbed, and skeletal remains showed the final moments of the city's inhabitants, huddled together in a desperate attempt to escape the disaster. This rediscovery initially stirred curiosity, but it wasn't until the site was formally identified as Pompeii in 1763.
Very vividly, this appears to be a man propping himself up on his left arm. And
following the discovery of an inscription, that its full historical significance became clear. Pompeii had not simply been a random archaeological site. It was a window into the life of a Roman city, remarkably preserved by tragedy. The houses, public baths, shops, and amphitheaters all lay waiting to be studied, offering unparalleled insight into the daily lives, culture, and even the last moments of the ancient Roman population. As word spread of Pompeii's discovery, the world became captivated by the city encased in time. The neoclassical movement in Europe drew inspiration from the findings, with artists and scholars enthralled by the preservation of ancient Roman art, architecture, and artifacts. The site became a pilgrimage for intellectuals of the Enlightenment, cementing its place in both the academic and cultural imaginations. Number 15. The Noah's Ark. In November 2023, archaeologists announced that they may have found what could be evidence of Noah's Ark in Turkey. The research team, working at a geological formation in the Do Bayazit district of Ara near Mount Ararat,
said the Ark is on Mount Ararat, but he said, unfortunately, the mountain.
has been studying the site since 2021. Initial findings suggest that samples of rock and soil from the formation contain clayey marine materials and evidence of seafood, which may indicate human activity dating back 5,000 years. This aligns with the biblical timeline of the Great Flood,
Massive the Ark would have been, and it fits the biblical size.
which is believed to have occurred between 5500 and 3000 BC. The geological formation in question has long intrigued scientists due to its size, shape, and resemblance to the Ark described in the Bible.
Detailed analysis and precise measurement of the boat shape will provide important clues.
Measuring 16,500 feet and with a distinct curve, it fits the dimensions of the Ark mentioned in biblical texts. A multi-university team from Istanbul Technical University, Andrew University, and R. Ibrahim Chechen University collected and analyzed 30 samples in December 2022, hoping to confirm the presence of human-made structures beneath the formation. However, the discovery remains controversial. While some scientists and researchers are optimistic that this could be the long-sought evidence of Noah's Ark, many geologists remain skeptical, suggesting that the structure is simply a natural rock formation. Despite the doubts, this finding has reignited interest in the search for the Ark and could be a stepping stone for further archaeological exploration.
That's number one. Secondly, when you realize the Earth fell around it through an earthquake and it projected up from the Earth.
Number 14. The Lost Golden City of Luxor. Archaeologists made a groundbreaking discovery in Egypt in 2020, a 3,000-year-old city near Luxor, buried under sand for centuries. Named Aten, this lost golden city dates back to the reign of Amenhotep III, one of the most powerful pharaohs of ancient Egypt. Zahi Hawass, a prominent Egyptologist, led the excavation.
Because it was found in the Golden Age of Egypt, 1391 BC. I called it Lost City because it was lost. No one really believed.
Which revealed a remarkably well-preserved city with structures, rooms filled with tools, and artifacts from daily life, such as jewelry, pottery, and amulets.
Clay pottery, wine vessels, and colorful jewelry from a city that has not been seen.
The discovery is being hailed as one of the most significant finds since the uncovering of Tutankhamun's tomb. Professor Betsy Bryan, an expert on Egyptian art and archaeology, emphasized that this discovery provides an unparalleled glance into the lives of the people during a time when Egypt was at its wealthiest. The city appears to have been active during the reigns of Amenhotep III, his son Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, and his successor, I. Excavations uncovered different sectors, including a bakery and administrative and residential areas, with complete walls and structures intact. Items such as colored pottery, scarab beetle amulets, and mud bricks stamped with Amenhotep III's seal add to the significance of the find. As excavations continue, archaeologists are hopeful that even more discoveries will be made, including tombs and additional treasures. Number 13. Crocodile Heads. Imagine the scene: a team of dedicated archaeologists, armed with brushes and chisels, meticulously excavating ancient tombs that have lain undisturbed for centuries. The North Asasif necropolis, located in the shadow of the magnificent temple of Hatshepsut, is a place steeped in history, mystery, and now, as they sifted through the remnants of the past, their hands brushed against something that would send shockwaves through the archaeological community: a collection of 9 crocodile heads. This was no ordinary find. It was a discovery that would challenge everything scholars thought they knew about ancient Egyptian burial practices. Dr. Patrick Chudzik, the head of this remarkable research project from the Polish Center of Mediterranean Archaeology at the University of Warsaw, stood in disbelief as he examined these peculiar remains. "This is a unique discovery," he declared, emphasizing how no previously known graves containing crocodiles had ever been documented in Egypt. Until now, mummies of these formidable reptiles had only been found in temples, never within tombs intended for humans. The crocodile heads were unearthed from 2 elite tombs, one belonging to Cheti, a high-ranking official during the reign of Pharaoh Mentuhotep II, who ruled over 4,000 years ago, and another likely belonging to a vizier. Imagine that for a moment. These tombs were not just resting places, but gateways to understanding a civilization that revered and feared these creatures simultaneously. Crocodiles basked on the banks of the Nile, their presence both revered as divine and dreaded as predators. As Dr. Chudzik and his team carefully inspected their findings, they noted something peculiar. These crocodile heads weren't mummified in the traditional sense, but merely wrapped in fabric without any additional treatment. This detail sparked intrigue among researchers. It suggested that these remains held significant meaning beyond mere decoration. They were part of funerary equipment designed to assist the deceased on their journey into the afterlife, a journey fraught with dangers and uncertainties. In ancient Egyptian mythology, Sobek, the crocodile deity, was both feared and worshipped. He embodied strength and protection, gaining prominence as he merged with Ra, becoming Sobek Ra, the solar deity. This fusion emphasized his power over life and death itself. Dr. Chudzik pointed out that placing crocodile heads in tombs was not just an act of reverence. It was believed to offer powerful protection for souls navigating the treacherous realms beyond death. What makes this discovery even more fascinating is its historical context. The heaps where these crocodile skulls were found were left by Herbert Winlock from the Metropolitan Museum of Art nearly a century ago. Back then, animal remains were often disregarded as trivial by researchers who focused solely on valuable artifacts like jewelry or sculptures. Number 12. A Ferrari. In December 1974, a 1974 Ferrari Dino 246 GTS owned by Rosendo Cruz was stolen shortly after he parked it outside a restaurant in Los Angeles, following his anniversary dinner. Cruz had only bought the car 2 months prior as a gift for his wife. Years later, in February 1978, 2 boys playing in their yard in Los Angeles accidentally discovered the buried car. The authorities were alerted, and the car was dug up, surprisingly intact despite a makeshift preservation attempt by the thieves using tarps and carpets, though the windows were left open. Initially, it was believed that the car had been buried by the thieves after its theft. However, investigations eventually revealed that Cruz had conspired with the thieves in a fraudulent scheme. The original plan was for the thieves to dismantle the car for parts, but they buried it instead, planning to retrieve it later, but losing track of the location. The car was eventually sold by Farmers Insurance in an auction after it defaulted to the company. Real estate businessman Brad Howard purchased the dyno and had it restored to full working condition. Despite its time underground, the car was salvageable and, as of 2019, was still owned by Howard, who continued to drive and display it at car shows. Number 11. Machimosaurus Rex. This discovery, dubbed Machimosaurus Rex, stands as the largest sea-dwelling crocodile ever found, stretching over 30 feet long and weighing in at an astounding 3 tons. The excitement among scientists is palpable, as they realize they've uncovered a piece of prehistoric history that challenges our understanding of these magnificent reptiles. The fossils, although fragmentary, provide a peek into a time when Machimosaurus ruled the oceans. Federico Fanti and his team from the University of Bologna unearthed this incredible find with support from the National Geographic Society. Paleontologist Stephen Brusate notes that this region has remained largely unexplored for fossils, making this discovery even more significant. It's not just about size.
The body outline of a massive crocodile. Just the skull of the crocodile is more than 5 feet long.
It's about what this creature represents in terms of evolution and survival. As researchers analyze Machimosaurus Rex's unique features, they begin to piece together its lifestyle. With stocky teeth designed for crushing and a powerful skull capable of delivering an impressive bite force, this ancient predator was likely a versatile hunter in its marine habitat. Fanti suggests that it may have ambushed prey like large marine turtles or fishes while lurking in shallow waters, an apex predator in its own right. Yet, this discovery carries deeper implications for paleontology. The existence of Machimosaurus Rex during the Cretaceous period raises questions about survival during potential mass extinction events at the end of the Jurassic period. Instead of being wiped out completely, evidence suggests that many marine reptiles managed to adapt and thrive despite environmental upheaval. This revelation fuels ongoing debates among scientists regarding how extinction events affected various species differently. Number 10. World's oldest runestone. Archaeologists in Norway have uncovered what they believe to be the world's oldest runestone.
And it is actually the world's oldest datable runestone.
Dating back up to 2,000 years. Found during a 2021 excavation near Tyrifjord, west of Oslo, this flat, square block of brownish sandstone contains inscriptions that are considered among the earliest examples of runic writing. The stone, dubbed the Svingerud stone after the site where it was discovered, provides new insights into the early use of runes in Scandinavia. Measuring 31 centimeters by 32 centimeters, the stone features several types of inscriptions. One inscription reads, Ideberug, which may represent a name. This discovery is particularly significant, as previous runic inscriptions from that era have been found on other materials like bones, but never on stone. The runes are believed to have been carved between AD 1 and AD 250, making it the oldest datable runestone. Crystal Zilmer, a professor at the University of Oslo and a key researcher in this project, described the find as one of the most sensational in her academic career. The runestone is expected to provide further valuable knowledge about the early history of runic writing. The stone is set to be exhibited at the Museum of Cultural History in Oslo, which houses Norway's largest collection of historical artifacts. Number 9. Bronze statues. The bronze guardians are unearthed in a scene that feels almost cinematic. Here, a team of archaeologists were navigating the ancient spa of San Casciano dei Bagni in Tuscany.
Now, these incredible statues were created more than 2,000 years ago in ancient Italy,
where history lies just beneath the surface. The air is thick with anticipation, each brushstroke revealing secrets long buried under layers of mud and mineral-rich water. Suddenly, their efforts are rewarded beyond their wildest dreams. A breathtaking collection of 24 bronze statues emerges from the depths, preserved for over 2,300 years. This stunning find not only captivates the imagination, but also sheds light on the fascinating transition between the Etruscans and Romans. Among these statues, a sleeping Ephebe rests beside Hygieia, the goddess of health, her arm entwined with a serpent, a symbol of rejuvenation and healing. As archaeologists carefully excavate these relics, they uncover additional figures representing emperors, matrons, and children, hinting at the rich tapestry of life that once thrived in this sacred space. The significance of this discovery cannot be overstated. It is hailed as one of the most important finds in half a century. Massimo Ossana from Italy's Culture Ministry emphasizes its rarity by comparing it to the discovery of Greek bronzes off the Calabrian coast in 1972. This treasure trove not only includes statues, but also thousands of coins and inscriptions, tokens left by visitors seeking blessings for their health from these ancient waters. The baths themselves were developed by the Etruscans around the 3rd century BC and later expanded during Roman times when emperors like Augustus frequented them for their therapeutic benefits. Number 8. 66-million-year-old fossil. Paleontologists uncover a fossil that sends chills down their spines, a creature so formidable it seems to be a blend of nature's most fearsome predators. Meet Thalassodontan atrox, or as it's ominously dubbed, the dreadful titan of the sea. Stretching an astonishing 30 feet long, this ancient marine reptile was no ordinary inhabitant of the ocean. It was a top predator, ruling its watery domain with massive jaws designed to consume other marine monsters, like plesiosaurs. Discovered near Casablanca in Morocco, this incredible find offers a peep into a time just before the catastrophic asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. As scientists meticulously examined the fossilized remains, they realized they had stumbled upon more than just an impressive specimen. They found evidence of Thalassodontan's victims. Among the remains were broken bones and skulls of other large sea reptiles, suggesting that Thalassotitan feasted on them with ruthless efficiency. The wear and tear on its teeth indicated that it didn't shy away from chewing through tough bones, further establishing its role as a fearsome predator capable of dominating its environment. Dr. Nick Longrich from the University of Bath describes this creature as if it were birthed from nightmares, a cross between a Komodo dragon, great white shark, T-Rex, and killer whale. This terrifying combination paints a clear picture of an apex predator that ruled the seas during one of Earth's most dynamic eras. The implications are staggering. Far from being in decline before the mass extinction event, mosasaurs like Thalassodontan were thriving and evolving into some of the ocean's most effective hunters. Number 7. Dinosaur Tracks. As the sun blazed down on central Texas,
following the footprints in Texas, Marcus Moore on the dinosaurs.
A remarkable phenomenon unfolded. A severe drought transformed the landscape, revealing secrets long hidden beneath layers of sediment and water. Imagine the astonishment of park rangers at Dinosaur Valley State Park as they witnessed something extraordinary. 113 million-year-old dinosaur tracks emerging from the riverbed, previously submerged and unseen since 2,000 years ago. The intense heat had caused the river to shrink dramatically, exposing the Lone Ranger trackway, where a single Acrocanthosaurus once roamed. With each step taken across this ancient trail, this colossal predator left behind a footprint that would now captivate scientists and visitors alike. These tracks represent some of the best preserved evidence of dinosaur activity in the world. As Park Superintendent Jeff Davis explained, there are an estimated 140 tracks from this one dinosaur, with around 60 currently visible for eager explorers to marvel at. Standing approximately 15 feet tall and weighing around 7 tons, the Acrocanthosaurus was no small creature. Preying upon other dinosaurs, including the towering Sauroposeidon, which could reach heights of 60 feet and weigh up to 44 tons, it occupied a formidable place in its ecosystem. This discovery is significant not only for paleontology, but also for highlighting how extreme weather events can unveil history. Just as droughts in Texas exposed these ancient tracks, similar conditions have led to other startling revelations elsewhere. Human remains surfacing in Lake Mead, and historical hunger stones emerging in Europe as stark warnings of past famines. The world is changing rapidly. While not all droughts stem from climate change, rising temperatures exacerbate their frequency and severity. Number 6. Medieval water tunnel. In Winchester, Hampshire, where the whispers of history linger in the air, waiting to be uncovered. For years, rumors circulated about an ancient tunnel lying beneath the soil near Hyde Abbey, the final resting place of the legendary King Alfred the Great. With a sense of adventure and curiosity, over 140 community members joined forces with the Hyde 900 charity for a series of archaeological digs aimed at revealing the secrets buried beneath their feet. Little did they know that their efforts would lead to an extraordinary discovery, a medieval water tunnel believed to have once supplied essential resources to the abbey's inhabitants. As shovels hit the earth and excitement filled the air, archaeologists were astounded by what emerged from the depths, a sophisticated vaulted channel that likely served as a vital water source for various facilities within Hyde Abbey. This was no mere rumor anymore. It was tangible proof of a stream that had once flowed to nourish the cloisters, kitchens, refectories, and even latrines used by the monks who lived there centuries ago. David Sperling, who has led these digs for 6 years, expressed his delight at involving community members in unearthing such significant historical artifacts. Their enthusiasm and engagement have been key motivators for the group, but this remarkable find was just one piece of a much larger puzzle. During this 4-day excavation event, volunteers uncovered not only the tunnel, but also fragments of medieval tiles and remnants from a 2-story building discovered in previous digs. Archaeologist Professor Martin Biddle noted how extraordinary it is to find such well-preserved examples of medieval engineering. With each scoop of dirt removed, more treasures came to light. Roman pottery shards, bones, and even oyster shells hinted at trade and sustenance during different eras. The work done by Hyde 900 has transformed not just gardens, but also lives. Children have become budding archaeologists, learning about their heritage while connecting with their community through hands-on experiences. Subscriber's pick. In this image, we see 2 excavators hard at work, tearing into the ground as if searching for something long forgotten. A better part of the site has already been dug up, and a group of miners stands huddled together, inspecting a mysterious object just revealed. What could be hiding beneath the surface, waiting for centuries to be found? Could this discovery rewrite history, or simply add to the mystery? What do you think they uncovered deep within the earth? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Number 5. Oldest human footprints. In New Mexico, an extraordinary story is being unearthed, one that challenges everything we thought we knew about human history in the Americas. Imagine standing at the edge of an ancient lake bed in White Sands National Park, where fossilized footprints dating back between 21,000 and 23,000 years have been discovered. This finding represents what could be the oldest direct evidence of human presence on the continent, reshaping our understanding of early migration patterns. The footprints were initially identified in a groundbreaking study published in 2021, but skepticism arose as some researchers questioned the validity of the dating methods used. Concerns lingered over whether aquatic plant seeds might have absorbed ancient carbon, potentially skewing radiocarbon results by thousands of years. However, new research has emerged, providing convincing evidence that reinforces the original timeline. By employing two distinct materials found at the site, ancient conifer pollen and quartz grains, the study bolsters its claims, suggesting a far older human presence than previously accepted. As experts study this fascinating research, they recognize its significance in the broader narrative of how humans populated the globe. Thomas Urban, an archaeological scientist from Cornell University, emphasizes that this subject has always sparked controversy due to its implications for understanding human migration. The idea that humans may have arrived in North America much earlier than believed forces us to reconsider long-held assumptions about our ancestors' journey across land and sea. Notably, Thomas Stafford, an independent archaeological geologist based in Albuquerque, expresses his newfound confidence in these findings after reviewing multiple lines of evidence converging on a single age range. The meticulous isolation of around 75,000 grains of pure pollen from sediment layers containing the footprints demonstrates the rigorous scientific process behind this discovery. Kathleen Springer from the United States Geological Survey notes that while dating pollen can be challenging, it offers a more reliable timeline than previous methods focused on aquatic plants. While there are other archaeological sites suggesting similar dates for human activity across the Americas, White Sands stands out as unequivocal proof. These marks unmistakably belong to people. Number 4. Ukrainian Stonehenge. A team of Ukrainian archaeologists has unveiled what is being dubbed the Ukrainian Stonehenge. Located near the village of Novo-Oleksandrivka in Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, this ancient burial ground, dating back approximately 5,300 to 5,500 years, predates the Egyptian pyramids and offers profound insights into the region's early civilizations. As excavations progressed, researchers uncovered a monumental kurgan, an impressive burial mound measuring 7.5 meters high and 50 meters wide. This sacred hill served as a communal burial site for over 1,000 years, reflecting the complex social structures and elaborate burial traditions of Indo-Aryan tribes. The site revealed 64 stone boulders arranged in a circular formation, each holding its own sacred significance. These massive stones, while acting as structural support, also served as spiritual boundaries between the world of the living and the dead. Archaeologists found skeletons interred within 11 alcoves alongside broken pottery and monumental stones encircling the area. It is believed that prominent figures such as chieftains and shamans were laid to rest here, honored by their communities through the construction of this elaborate funeral complex. Dmytro Teslenko, head of the Dnipro expedition of the Archaeological Service of Ukraine, emphasized that such an undertaking would have required significant labor and resources, underscoring the high status of those buried within. Additionally, traces of mummification were discovered in one burial from the early Bronze Age, indicating advanced funerary practices among these ancient peoples. The internal organs had been meticulously removed, and some skulls were adorned with red ochre, a mineral often associated with rituals symbolizing life after death. The ongoing excavations have sparked concern among archaeologists regarding urban sprawl threatening other kurgans across Ukraine. As they race to document and preserve these invaluable sites before they are lost to modern development, plans are already underway to establish an open-air museum at Novo-Oleksandrivka. The museum aims to showcase this extraordinary prehistoric monument at its heart, while fostering appreciation for Ukraine's rich cultural heritage. Number 3. Golden-tongued mummy. In 2021, archaeologists working at the site of Taposiris Magna, Egypt, discovered a 2,000-year-old mummy buried with a unique golden tongue. The significance of this find likely connects to ancient Egyptian beliefs regarding the afterlife. Embalmers may have placed the golden tongue to ensure that the deceased could communicate with Osiris, the god of the underworld. The ancient Egyptians believed that speaking to deities in the afterlife was vital for gaining favor or eternal peace. The golden-tongued mummy was one of 16 burials found at the site, where archaeologists have also uncovered other artifacts and statues. The Taposiris Magna site is known for temples dedicated to Osiris and Isis, and the team, led by Kathleen Martinez, has previously discovered coins bearing Cleopatra VII's likeness, suggesting the area was active during her reign. In addition to the golden-tongued mummy, other significant finds included a female mummy with a death mask and 2 mummies with scrolls, the contents of which are still being analyzed. The use of gold, a metal associated with eternity and the divine in ancient Egypt, highlights the spiritual significance of these burial practices. Number 2. Age-long inscription. In July 2021, Archaeologists in southern Israel discovered a 3,000-year-old pottery fragment inscribed with the name Jerubbaal, a figure linked to the biblical judge Gideon. The inscription was unearthed at Kirbat Rai, near Kiryat Gat, by a team from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, the Israel Antiquities Authority, and Macquarie University. The artifact, a fragment of a pottery jug likely used to store oil, perfume, or medicine, features an alphabetic inscription dating back to around 1100 BC. In biblical texts, Jerubbaal is another name for Gideon, who plays a significant role in the Book of Judges. The discovery suggests a continuity of alphabetic script usage at Kirbat Rai after the fall of the nearby Canaanite city of Tel Lachish, which was destroyed around 1150 BC. This find offers new insights into the literacy and writing practices in ancient Israel and supports the historical accuracy of certain biblical accounts. Number 1. The Pharaohs Tomb. Archaeologists in Egypt have unveiled a remarkable tomb at the Saqqara necropolis, located around 30 kilometers south of Cairo. This 4,400-year-old discovery is believed to be the final resting place of a high priest named Wadi, who served during the 5th dynasty under King Neferkare Kakai. The tomb is part of the larger Saqqara pyramid complex, which holds some of Egypt's oldest pyramids. Described as one of a kind by Mustafa Waziri, the Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, the tomb is exceptionally well preserved. Its walls are adorned with vibrant hieroglyphs and vivid statues, including scenes that depict Wadi with his family, his mother, wife, and relatives. The tomb, which escaped looters by being buried in a ridge, offers insights into ancient Egyptian burial practices and the significance of priests in religious rituals. Inside, archaeologists found elaborate carvings, including depictions of birds, weighing scales, and various offerings. The colorful statues and hieroglyphs remain unusually intact after thousands of years, offering a rare glimpse into Egypt's storied past. The tomb's excavation, which began in December 2018, is expected to reveal even more treasures, including Wadi's sarcophagus. This discovery adds to Egypt's rich archaeological heritage and provides fresh clues about ancient Egyptian society, particularly the role of high priests and the afterlife. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.